Let's review the test that you took today about Earth history, geologic time, and fossilization. First question, which statement can best be supported by the fossil record? This is a record of all the fossils they found as early as they possibly can. Humans have lived on Earth for most of geologic history. That's not true, only 1%. Most life on Earth that existed are now extinct, maybe. Human and dinosaur existed at the same time, two different eras, no. Most of them haven't changed, that's also wrong. I don't think it makes any sense. Most things have gone extinct. Big mass extinctions at the end of every era. Why are index fossils used as guides? Because they're very rare? That's not true, they're widespread. They live during all the periods of time, then there wouldn't be an index of anything. Each index fossil lived during a specific geologic time period. That is correct. There's a timeline representing the entire geologic history of the Earth, from O all the way to P. This is 4.5 billion years. If O represents the origin, P represents now, which point would best represent the first appearance of humans on Earth? It's only 1% of the time, so 4 would be the only one that makes any sense. Scientists recently discovered a female woolly mammoth in Siberia that was frozen. What kind of fossil is this mammoth? If it's frozen, it's not a trace, that's a footprint. It's not preserved, that's when it's turned into minerals. It's not a mole, that's just an impression. Preserved is exactly what it is. It's not petrified, but it is preserved. I mean, it looks just like it did when it died. Sorry. Which of the following eras is known as the age of mammals? We're mammals. The age of mammals is the one we're in right now, which is Cenozoic. Precambrian is just when there's bacteria and algae. It's 88% of the time. Mesozoic is where the dinosaurs are. Paleozoic is fish and other sea life. A team of paleontologists discovered a fossil that formed when an organism was buried in sediments that changed into rock. The buried organism decayed and left an impression of its shape. Impression of its shape is like when you get your arm broken and they put a cast on it. You pull your arm out and it's still similar to the shape. This is a cast fossil. Scientists discovered a 150 kilometer wide crater near the Yucatan Peninsula. Craters that formed the impact of a giant asteroid. How did the catastrophe affect the environment at the time? It caused continents to collide with each other? No. They were already spread apart by this point. After the composition of the oil? Maybe. That's not a catastrophe. Whatever. It resulted in whatever. It caused a mass extinction at that time. That's right before the Cenozoic era. Dinosaurs would have died. Upon examining the fossil layers collected from outcrops of 3 different regions, a researcher concluded that some of the layers contained index fossils. The images show the index fossil key. Here's the index fossil key. Trilobites are fossil, and ammonite. These are both index fossils, and the fossil layers. Which layers are likely the same age? So A and Z should be the same, and R and Y should be the same. So B, Q, and X. B, Q, X, absolutely not. A and Z, yes, that's correct. A and P, not the same. C, R, so that's the only one that makes any sense. Okay. A scientist finds the bones of a dinosaur, which could help the scientists determine the approximate age of the dinosaur bones. Index fossils in the area of the bones? Yes. Weather conditions? No. Kinds of trees? Birds living in the area? No. Index fossils could tell you. If index fossils are deposited during a certain time, the entire rock layer deposited at a certain time. The scientist finds trophyte fossils according to the chart above, which era and which period. So we look for trophyte. It's in the Triassic period, Mesozoic era. Mesozoic, Triassic. Mesozoic, Triassic. There we go. Last one. Which condition best supports fossil formation? It should be in some place that's not going to tear it up, and one doesn't have a whole lot of oxygen. If it's buried under here, it's no oxygen. Slowly decomposed, that's terrible. Washed away in a flood, that's going to tear it up. Eaten by scavengers and shredded. No, not very good fossil at all. Okay.